going through stuff. So let's go over here, trees, find a little path, go through that, go through this. There we are, go down there, fly low this way. You can go even lower. I can hit some branches if I want like that. It should be powerful enough to go through everything. It'll come down and hit all this stuff. It should be able to go powerful enough to go through it. Well, that's no good, I'm upside down. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my first impressions video of the DJI AVATA. I've only flown it in my basement last night, and let me tell you, my first impression was my wife yelling at me because I flew it at about 9 o'clock at night, and she yelled down from upstairs, "What the hell is that noise?" It's a pretty loud drone. It is not quiet. I don't know why a lot of people haven't mentioned that in their reviews. And that's my first impression of that. Second impression was, you don't get a lot for the amount you pay. Man, is it expensive. I got like the premium bundle or whatever it's called, where you get the DJI goggles too, the motion controller, and I even bought the extra batteries Fly More kit, but there's not a lot that comes in the package. As a matter of fact, the extra batteries, I thought with that huge charger to fit batteries on it, I thought I'd get a little brick or something to put into the wall to supply a lot of USB power. Nope, nothing. Got to supply your own. So some points I wrote down from last night when I put this whole thing together and configured it was, right off the bat, who came up with the location for the USB and for the micro SD card? It's right beside the prop. If you leave that door the slightest bit open, you're gonna chew up your prop and you're gonna break that door off. Second thing is, you have to be a member of Cirque du Soleil, some contortionist, to get your fingers in there to even access that port with the prop in the way. I don't know what they were thinking. And you would think, hey, just don't take the micro SD card out. Well, guess what? To get the files off the drone, you have to plug in a USB-C cable, and it's in the same location, and it's even worse. Another thing I discovered last night, just like the DJI FPV drone, when you go to activate it, if you want to get out and fly quickly, don't use the app, the Fly More app, and do everything with that. Just go and connect it to the DJI Assistant 2. You can download it from the download center and connect all the items that came with the drone into that. It will update the firmware and activate it for you very, very fast. Another thing I should mention, for those of you who buy the DJI AVATA by itself, because you already own the DJI FPV drone, you must remember how to link your controller and the drone. I forgot all about it, so I'll tell you right now how to link it. Just hold down the power button on the drone. It will start blinking after about 5 or 10 seconds. Do the same thing on the controller. Make sure the goggles are on. Give it 25 to 30 seconds. Just let it sit there beeping away. It will finally all link itself together. And again, for you people who fly in manual mode like myself, the first thing you're going to want to do is make this a non-beginner drone. So it comes as a beginner drone. Everything about it is a beginner drone. But if you want to fly it as a FPV pilot, you got to put it in manual mode. So first thing, remember on your remote, you're going to have to drop that joystick so it falls all the way down by turning those little screws in the back. Second thing, you have to go into your goggles, you have to go to remote, you have to set up the custom button so it's manual, and then make sure in the rates that you turn on or off, I can't remember, there's something that prohibits you from doing flips and rolls. It's just a little thing, just turn that off so that you can have full control. All right, as I make my way back to the drone, I see some guys showing up here. Oh, Steve's here, so I'm going to show it to him for the first time. He really wanted to see the AVATA, so you're going to see his reaction when he sees it for the first time. I will say, trying on those new goggles too last night, look at the size of my head. Is my head huge? Well, I don't know what it is, but I couldn't get it to fit properly. They don't fit as well as the old goggles V2, version 2, or even version 1. So it's not that I have light coming in, it's just that I can't get it to focus properly for my eyesight because there's a little bit of blurring going on the bottom. But I can fix that blurring if I lift the goggles up. They just don't fit properly on my melon. So look at my head. Maybe it's my head shaped like a triangle or something. All right, we have Steve over there. He's all excited to see this. So I did also buy the DJI case because I needed a case for it, and it actually fits quite nicely in here. Well, I should call it the backpack. It's not a case. I usually buy hard cases for all my drones, but it fits in here really nicely. So let me just pull this back like this. There you go, look how it fits.
Nice.
Here, I'll show it to this camera. Look how it fits. It's gorgeous. Pull this baby out.
All right.
Larger than you thought?
Yeah, a little larger than I thought. I was thinking maybe like 70%. 75% of that size, but that's good. That's a nice size.
So Steve flies FPV drones,
yep,
as I do. So weight-wise, what do you think?
It's not bad. A little heavy, of course. DJI, I expect that, but compared to the DJI FPV, that's night and day.
Yeah, the DJI FPV drone's pretty darn heavy. That's for sure.
And I find this looks less intimidating. Everything is covered, cine whoop style, which is, I think, a good thing.
No obstacle avoidance on this one, whereas on the DJI one you have FPV, you have obstacle avoidance. Put your two fingers here.
Yeah.
Pull straight back. It's a tight fit. There you go. Break it.
Okay.
You can see that battery is actually a 4S battery.
Okay.
It's the size of our 4S batteries in the hobby.
Okay. What's the
but
milliamp?
It's quite high. It's like 2200 or something. It's up top. I can't
see it. Okay. Yeah. 2420 actually. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So I compared it to like a 1500 4-cell LiPo battery.
Yep.
And it's about the same size. If I put that LiPo battery inside that case, it would fit.
Yeah. That weighs a lot less than, again, the DJI FPV battery. Yeah.
And look at what's left of the drone when you take that out.
That's a lot.
It's pretty light.
Yeah. Now we're getting more into the regular type FPV quads, commercial ones from other companies there.
And look at the body. So up here, this is the brains for the GPS, and it knows it's straight, level, and all that other good stuff.
Yep.
There's not much else. And then in the bottom, you have very few electronics in here. You could see right through it. Everything.
Yeah. No. First impression, I think this is a nicer machine than the DJI FPV one.
Well, pusher drones are all the rage today.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar, anybody watching this, what a pusher drone is, a pusher drone means the props are inverted to push downwards, vice like this, like on a normal drone. So here, I'll give you that back. That allows you to fly very low to the ground, go through things no problem, low and slow. You can do some amazing things. They're not really designed for racing. They're not a race or freestyle type design in that fashion, but you can still do that with them. Perfect for beginners, though, I think.
So the camera is on a gimbal, correct?
Yeah, it's a one axis, so it just goes up and down, and you can control it with the controller here, which does not come with it. I just happen to have two.
And that's the same as the DJI FPV controller? Okay, good.
Yeah, I just luckily had two of them, so I put a sticker on this one, AVATA.
Good.
So check out the goggles.
Yeah, let me just put that here. Let me just try them on there just to get the feel of. Okay, the fit is not quite as nice as the bigger DJI.
That's what I was saying on my way over here. I said I don't like the way it fits, and it doesn't fit nice around the nose.
I can see that they'll have to probably design a different faceplate for it. Not quite as good as the bigger DJI goggles.
No. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah. Well, I will say that I do like is that they do give you a little. I left it at home. Anyways.
A faceplate? Yeah,
there's a faceplate so that you don't burn in the lenses when you put it down.
Which is a good idea.
Also, it's proximity sensor, like on cameras. When you put a camera up to your face, the eyepiece comes on, so there's a little sensor up here.
Oh, that's cool. So it goes off, you mean?
Yes. It's not on until you put it towards your face.
Nice.
Also, the linking button is right below that. The normal stuff on the side, if you hold it this way, I'm holding this way so I can show you. So this side here is where we normally see our channels. You've got your normal channels.
Yeah. Okay.
These antennas pop off, so we know we're going to have third-party antennas coming up. You can just put, they pop up, but if you pull them, they come right off. So
okay.
So I can put better high-gain antennas on this if I want.
I get you. Okay, but at least, it's nice that they fold like this.
There's only 2x4, so you got transmit, receive, so I'm not really sure how it works. Somebody's going to explain that. The diopters inside, I found, they're pretty good. I like it. And on this side, I hate it. So I have some cameras that have come out in the past few years, and they went and put touchpads on the cameras. I hate the touchpad on anything. I tried it last night. I got used to it. But now, I don't know. If you accidentally touch something while, say, you drank too much coffee and you're getting shaky, you might set up some settings you don't want to set up, and you got to go back and fix them.
So it's too sensitive, you say?
It's like a laptop you buy that only costs you $200, and you're touching that little touchpad, and it's so sensitive. It's not like a MacBook or anything like that. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, there's nothing like good old-fashioned buttons sometimes. But anyway, I'll have to try it once it's on there. But and it's got adjustments. I see here
adjustments. You can lock them for your eyes in place.
I mean, I like the fact that it's smaller than the first version DJI goggles, but I'm curious to see once they're on and the camera's going if the experience, the immersion is the same.
Then of course it comes again with the motion controller. I never used this with the original DJI FPV. It's obviously designed for beginners. The whole setup on this, even the tutorial, is all about this. There's no information about this. You have to know what you're doing if you buy this, because it won't tell you how to connect it or anything else like that. This is the bad thing. So that's why FPV enthusiasts like us well, at least me, I'll speak for me, are not always a fan of DJI FPV products because this controller only works with their products. I can't use it with any other drone in the hobby, and the same as their batteries. I have to buy their overpriced batteries. I can't use my other batteries.
And if I can say something about that too, Steve, is that that's one thing I'm worried about buying this kind of drone, is that if it gets discontinued eventually, where do I get the batteries? I'm
you
assuming
don't. You just buy the DJI AVATA too.
Well, I guess so.
There you go. Because there will be another one coming out. There always is. They never stop. Okay, I got to fly this and give my first impression. So
sounds good.
Here we go.
Oh,
don't
don't? Okay.
Well, you mess it up for me, but that's okay. I'll readjust them all. Again. There we have Steve messing up my goggles. I had them all adjusted for my head after I explained how badly they sat on my head. All right, I'm going to fly this really quick down here, just so the guys hear how noisy it is. You know, it's pretty windy out right now. I don't know if it'll sound as noisy out here, but to me it sounds pretty noisy. I'll just power it on. So to me it sounds like a normal FPV drone, but that high-pitched sound in a house, I'm yelling right now, is pretty loud. Now one thing is my left joystick here falls to the bottom, so I have it tightened just enough to sit there, but it can easily knock. And if I bring it over to the guys slowly, it looks like it's bouncing around. I do have the camera set to wide, extra wide. So I don't know if it looks like a real wide field of view.
It's wide.
Put her down.
This one is more like the regular Fat Shark goggles, I'd say. So it's more
Smaller
like you're looking
theater.
forward. All you're gonna see, you see it in one shot.
Yeah.
And it's not quite the same experience. It's still very good.
Yeah.
But I think I prefer the big cinema type vision.
I think a lot of people are going to find that as well. They're going to like the larger, the older style goggles better. I've got my screen record on so I can record everything for you. So let me go fly this. I'm going to try to fly this in manual modes. She starts. There we go. These goggles are going to be the death of me because they do not sit great. Okay, so we're in manual mode. I'm going to blast it. There we go. So here is a DJI FPV drone pilot flying this for the very first time. First impressions in manual mode. Let's come down and try not to crash into anything. Going around the trees. Now it is pretty windy out today, but these FPV drones have no issues with wind. Let's go this way, get away from these cars. Oh, the wind is pushing it to the side. It's like my rear end is sliding to the side. Coming around. And let me just try some normal stuff here. Just a normal little flip. Come up in the air nice and high. Good. And good. And good. And of course, good. Yep. It sits in the air just like a normal drone. I'm just moving it side to side here, just checking things out. I will say, first impressions, the goggles are, image-wise, are the best I've seen. They definitely beat the DJI FPV drone, image-wise. Super, super clear. Like, I can read every blade of grass that's happening on the ground. This is pretty good. I like it. So a pusher drone is made to do exactly what I'm doing here. So this is nice and low, and this is what you do with a pusher drone. You keep it low to the ground in manual mode, so you have the best of all worlds, because then you can fly around and do anything. If you see birds, you can chase them. Also, I do see in my display, you probably see it as well since I'm recording, I do see the distance from the ground, a lot of red, except since I'm looking forward, I can't really look at that. So yeah, so basically all I see is straight ahead, going through stuff. So let's go over here, trees, find a little path, go through that, go through this. There we are, go down there, fly low this way. You can go even lower. I can hit some branches if I want like that. It should be powerful enough to go through everything. I'll come down and hit all this stuff. It should be able to go powerful enough to go through it. Well, that's no good. I'm upside down. There we go. Turn off the motors. Now, I don't think turtle mode is going to work, but we'll go and try it here. Let's go. Let's go. My menu. Let's go. Menu. Go down to, where is it? Settings. I thought I saw turtle mode. Control. Turtle mode. What happens when I hit that? Oh, I don't want that. I want this. Turtle mode. Normal mode, aircraft, altitude, too low. Oh, look at that, turtle mode worked. Ha ha, ha, my God, that is incredible. It flipped me back over. Let's get out of that. Okay, so let's power up the motors. Oh, it's gone back to normal mode. Oh, look in the bottom left. Okay, I didn't see that. So now it's in normal mode, so I have to start it normal mode way. That means pull the joysticks down and out, motor starting, and get the hell out of there. Oh my God. Okay, first impressions, that is so cool. Oh my God. Wow, look at where I crashed right here. Look at this. Look at this, I chewed up all the grass there and I crashed right in there and it did a turtle mode in this grass. That is freaking awesome. Okay, let's go up. We're in normal mode. Next thing I want to try is in normal mode, see if I can go into manual mode from normal mode. So the way you do it is you fly really high so it doesn't fall out of the sky. Put your joystick on the left in the center, switch to manual mode. Where are you, manual mode? There we go, manual mode there. See those control sticks in front of me? I have to move the left one down so it matches the green and hold it there for a few seconds. It's green, green. There we go. We're in manual mode. Baby, let's go. Woohoo! Victory flight. All right. Here's it screaming. Can you hear the scream? I'm going to come down low and make it scream. Hang on. Coming down. Okay, here's the scream going by me. There you go, you hear that scream? Now I'm flying like a normal GPS Mavic. Very simple, any beginner, your grandma could fly it in this mode. It's so simple. I'll go around, do my little circle around them. And there's Jacques flying something too. Cool. So it has no automated features on this drone. You have to do this manually, like fly a circle. There's Steve's vehicle. It would not tell me this vehicle's there. I'd have to go up and over it or make sure I know it's there. But all in all, pretty cool. And let's go check me out. So for a first flight, for first impressions, I will say that turtle mode blew me away. There we are. Now the cool thing is the camera on the front can look around. So I can maneuver it. So I can look all the way up at this lamppost, or I could come all the way down and look at my landing pad below me, which is down there. Look right through the arms. Other things you want to know is how does it fly as an FPV drone? I think it's okay. I'll give it a score of okay for FPV. It's definitely not going to be like the best FPV drone on the planet. It's got a score of okay for sure. How much power does it have, you ask, for speed? It's moderate. It's nothing super fast. Let's go into sport mode. We can also try that out here. Let's go sport mode. Bring it up a little so I don't hit anything. So here we go. Most beginners, look at this. This is where you see a lot of beginner videos. The image is sideways. I don't have horizontal leveling on. That's just because, well, the wind is pushing my drone sideways. But this is sport mode. I'm in full speed here almost. Hang on. There we go. Full speed, sport mode. It's not that fast. I can't fly this unless it's in manual. Okay, let's go back to manual. Switch to manual. Oh, gotta bring that down. There we go. The wind is causing it not to go into manual now because it's moving me around. I can't get, it says hold it there. It's green and green. And she won't switch. Oh well, it's too windy. Look, it's sideways. So while it's flying, let me do this then. Oh, switch to manual mode. Geez, I let go of the joysticks just when it did that. All right. That's another thing too. If you fly in manual mode, you cannot release the joysticks whatsoever. I'm diving to the ground at high speed. This is as fast as I can get it to go. Diving down too. It's not a very fast drone at all. Coming along to the guys. I'm going to punch out just before them. And now. There we go. Sure, certainly screams. Oh, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Low battery, auto return. Okay, we'll see how good the auto return is. Okay, so there's the auto return. I don't know where that's not where I took off from. And it's gonna land on, it's down there. Okay, it was supposed to land over here, but it landed over there. So return to home is not super accurate. So that's where it should have landed, but it came out down over here, way over here. There we are. Well, at least it came home, as long as it's in the vicinity. It's not super accurate GPS, but pretty decent. Here, check out the bottom. So this is from the crash, and look at all the grass on the sensors, everything. And this thing still worked and did the turtle mode and came back to life and allowed me to keep on flying. For that, you get a salute and a thumbs up. That was impressive for a guy in the FPV hobby. I thought that was pretty good. All right, so I've flown this baby and my final thoughts are it's pretty darn good. I like it a lot. It's not a true FPV drone. It's a hybrid. It's a mix of a camera drone and an FPV drone. But for what they did to make it part FPV drone, they did a heck of a job. Much better than the DJI FPV. I think beginners are going to really enjoy this and love this, and maybe it'll be a nice entry into the FPV hobby. Just remember though, if you get into the FPV hobby with DJI, the batteries, you can't use them with anything else. The controller, you can't use it with anything else. And so far, the goggles, you can't use them with anything else. You're kind of stuck with this so far. And in this video, I did discover that it handles a crash nicely. Look at the bottom, it's all green.
It used to be so nice and clean.
Yeah, nice. It doesn't look new anymore, that's for sure. I did buy the DJI Care refresh. That's a good option. Make sure you get that if you're new at flying this. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Links are below to this product. I think it's on Amazon, DJI site. Every hobby store has probably got it. And if you have any questions on this, then just post them below and I'll get back to you. See you later.
See you guys.
Bye.